What's good, everybody? How y'all doing? It's your boy Anthony. So I'm here with my channel called Wise Horizons, where basically the gist of this channel is to really be able to share wisdom. Wisdom that I have accumulated over the 27 years that I have been on this planet, and also wisdom that God is going to bestow me as I continue on this journey with my faith walk, and also the trials and tribulations that I may experience, or just even other things as well. But with the videos that I'm going to be dropping, it's going to be more along the lines of basically helping individuals who have that mindset of saying, okay, I don't want to work the 9 to 5. There's more to life than just what it is that we have been doing. And then also just knowing like, hey, there's something I could be doing. There's something in me that I can bring to the world that I can get paid to do while also bringing great value. So all of the videos that I'm going to be dropping are going to be along that lines. But Wise Horizons is a platform to share wisdom so that individuals can have wise quotes, they can have insights on wisdom. Like all of us have things that we say on a day-to-day basis to ourselves that if we said to someone else could really impact their life, no matter if it's 15 seconds, no matter if you just said a few words. You never know how profound something could be until it comes out of your mouth and it actually reaches someone else. So I would love for every person to drop in and actually follow along this journey, because what we're going to be doing with this first video is the introduction, it's the beginning to the journey of getting paid to experience life truly. So the reason I'm saying that is the simple fact of I genuinely believe that how most people have come to live by basically, going to school, either going to college, going to the military, or getting a 9 to 5. That's what they have settled with. Now, some people have started businesses. That's another route that you can go with. Now, as we have advanced in technology, there are so many different ways that people can actually make finances. So from what I've seen is that most people have succumbed to the box or the status quo of school, college, 9 to 5, or the military. Most people don't know anything about business, so they don't go into business. Most people don't know about investing, so they don't do investing. Some people think it's risky and think it's scary. But other individuals tend to dive into different things and come to the realization that, whoa, there actually is a greater world out there than just the 9 to 5, college, or the military. And a lot of people have been stuck in that box. And really, from what I've seen, a lot of individuals have actually become stuck in what I would call Plato's allegory when it comes to the workforce, or when it comes to means by which they are supposed to live. So rather than coming up with a way to live or thinking that there is a greater horizon out into the world, they just go into the Plato's allegory, which in Plato's allegory, you have these individuals who have always spent their life in a cave. And basically, what they have seen their whole life are just shadows on the wall, not knowing that there's a fire behind them casting the shadows, and they actually think that that's reality. Until one day, one of the inhabitants of the cave makes their way out of the cave and realizes that, whoa, there's a whole different world outside of this cave. There's a light in the sky called the sun. There's more that I can see, like trees, birds, a stream, and all of these great things that this individual never knew of. But because he chose to journey outside of the cave, allowed him to actually see more of what reality had to hold versus the limited view that reality had given them based off what they had seen in the cave all of their lives. And I genuinely believe that a lot of people, because some people have a sheep mentality. They go with the flow. They go with what they're taught. They go with what they know, never actually stepping outside the boundaries of what they know to actually discover more of what they can do. And personally, I say this is the beginning, the introduction to the journey to getting paid to experience life, simply because I have seen multiple times out of my life where I decided to go against the masses, to go against the flow, and I got paid to do exactly what people go to college and pay for a degree to do. But I was getting paid to do exactly what they were doing. So I have even seen that most people go to college and pay for a degree, which they don't even have a security in that they're actually even going to go into that field. But then I've seen where the same thing that they were going to school for, let's say it's business. You're going to school for business and marketing and you're paying $40,000 for a degree or more. But yet I can find someone who has a business, is a business mentor, and they will pay me to teach me what it means to run a business, what it looks like in the background, what it looks like to host meetings, what it looks like to create SEO content, what it looks like to do videography, what it looks like to manage a team. I'm walking through doors where I'm seeing that the same thing people go to school for and pay for, I can walk through doors and get paid to learn that same thing. So I'm getting paid to learn and experience and also acquire skills that most people will never get the hands-on work to do until they get out of college. But I'm getting paid to do it without college. And by all means, I'm not knocking college. If you want to go to college, go. Go. If you want to work a 9 to 5, do that. If you want to go to the military, do that. If that's what you believe life is, go for it. But I genuinely believe, and I have seen, that there are opportunities out there that everybody's not willing to do or that they're not molded for, that allows you to actually get paid to experience the very thing that most people go to work for and have to work months for just to go do. So if you want to go on vacations and you want to experience the world, go against the grain. Do something that allows you to get paid to travel so that you can actually do that thing. Like I said, this is a journey to getting paid to experience life. So I'm even on that journey. But there has been times where, hey, I have acquired positions where I've gotten paid to experience life rather than going to a 9 to 5 to say, hey, I got to get that car. That's a car note. Man, I got to get that house. That's a mortgage. Bro, I got to have the newest Yeezys. That's just that's just an example. People probably not going crazy over Yeezys. But basically going to a job that you hate to acquire things that actually don't fulfill you. When in all reality, there is a world out there for the individuals who are willing to take that bold leap, to take that bold step of faith, for where you can actually get paid to experience life fully, where you're accruing experiences, but you're getting paid to do so. While the average everyday American is going to a 9 to 5, going to a career, or doing something that they genuinely don't love, that they really hate. They're doing 5 days out of the week, some people 6, just to pay the car note, just to make sure that they keep the house, and to also do stuff that don't really fulfill them, or even take 2 vacations out of the year just to come back and have to do it all over again. And it's unfulfilling. So whoever it is that's out there that's believing, there's somebody out there that's thinking there has to be more to this than the system that we've been handed or that we've been spoon fed to say, hey, stay in this box. This is all you can do. If you're not going to go into business, you got to do the 9 to 5, or it's military, or it's college. That's all you got. When in all reality, that's not true. For those who are willing to step into the unknown and step boldly into a place where people are not willing to tread, you are going to be the ones that actually be able to acquire experiences while getting paid to do it. And I know without a shadow of a doubt that those who choose to journey and take that journey, more doors are going to open, more opportunities are going to come forth. You are going to be able to step into the world of the unknown. Most people never actually tap into what they're really capable of, simply because they only believe in what they can see. When scripture tells us blatantly that which we can see is temporal, but that which is unseen is eternal. So it's the things that we cannot see that actually can help us walk through doors that people will never be able to access, because most people have to believe something to see it. But I'm talking to a people, I'm talking to you, who you don't have to see it to believe it, but you choose to believe in the unknown and step into the unknown. And that's where life really starts to happen. That's where you start to see that doors start to open, things start to align out, paths start to like make themselves known. Like, it's wild. It's wild. Because that which I'm stating right now is a faith walk. It's a faith journey. That means you may have to say no to things that everybody else is saying yes to. You may have to go right when everybody else is going left. You may have to become the trailblazer when everybody else saying, hey man, I'm gonna go work that 9 to 5 because it's a check. At least I know I'm going to get paid, but they actually don't even know if they're going to get paid. They don't even know if the person that's saying that they're going to pay them is actually even making money besides the last check that they got. They're walking on faith too, but it's a faith that they can understand. And that's not really faith, because really that you're working for something where it's just like, oh man, I know I'm going to get paid. So that's why you go to the job, because you know you're going to get paid. But the person that I'm talking to, you're stepping out on faith, not knowing what's going to happen. Because at the end of the day, it's just like when you choose that type of path, you're going to have to live a way that other people are not willing to live. You may have to go to another state and have to, step and go to a homeless shelter for a few days or for a few weeks or a few months. I've done that. I've left my home state and come to another state not knowing what's going to happen, but I knew, hey, I'm pretty sure they have a shelter. I can go to the shelter. I'm not ashamed to go stay at a shelter for a little bit until God wants to give me more direction. And then until he opens up another door, I'm going to steward this space accordingly to how he wants me to steward this space. So with that being said, I had to do something that most people would say, I'm not doing that. I'm going to stay in my hometown. I'm going to stay in my home state, and I'm going to work at McDonald's because I know it's a check. I got this apartment. I know I got a place to lay. I'm good on all that. I'm good on that simply because that's not a life worth living. And I got more videos that I'm going to drop, that I'm going to talk about, where it's leading up to individuals who are just like, hey, he got a point. And it's not about me having a point. It's about me actually speaking to what you already know. You just have not embodied the boldness to step into it. When in all reality, if you want something that the masses are not willing to actually take a hold of, you're going to have to do something that the masses are not willing to do. You might have to do something that look a little crazy to everybody else. It might not feel good all the time, because if you want to actually get paid to experience life, you're going to have to actually start to say yes to things that everybody else is saying no to, or they're saying, I don't want to do that. I don't want to let go of the relationship. Dang, I don't want to be gone that long. Oh man, I don't know how I would hold up in that opportunity or in that environment. Well, you'll never know unless you try. But everything else everybody else doing, you see they all getting the same results. Everybody is working for the apartment. Yes, granted, I have an apartment right now because God blessed me with one. But I'm going to be honest, I don't know what's about to happen in the next few days because I walked away and stepped away from my job. And a person might say that's foolish. But that thing that I stepped away from, I was actually getting taught how businesses run, how to do SEO content, how to do videography. And a person to say, dang, I would have stayed with that. But it was time to go, so that which it is that I'm supposed to step into next, so that I can keep getting paid to experience life. Like, I had to step away. And God told me, I will be with you whether you stay or whether you walk away. And the thing that kept coming up with the move was thinking about walking away. Fear kept coming up. And I was just like, why is this fear keeping arising? It's like, oh, how you going to pay the bills? Oh, how you going to put gas in your car? How you going to pay the car insurance? How you going to pay your rent? I don't know. But because that thing kept arising, it was just like, why do you keep coming up every time I keep thinking about the possibility of walking away? But it didn't come up when I kept thinking about staying, because it was like, oh, I can keep making money. I can make sure that I can do it, and not God. So what I'm doing might not be for everybody. I'm not telling you to quit your job. I'm not telling you to walk away. I'm not telling you to do something that you might not have a game plan to. But because a lot of my life has been about faith and doing radical things that on the outside looking in, people might think that guy's crazy. By all means, so be it. If I'm crazy, I'm crazy. But if it works, it's going to work. If it's not, it's not. But at least I know what work and what won't. But I will step into a place where in totality, my whole life, from head to toe, from mental, physical, and spiritual, I will be able to get paid to experience life. I've already experienced it, but I will acquire it in totality based off faith, based off going against the grain, based off being able to walk into what I really believe, and that is people do not have to work a 9 to 5. You do not have to slave for a mortgage or a house. You do not have to slave for a car note. You don't have to slave for any of that. I genuinely believe and know that life has more to offer to every person that's willing to be bold and step out on faith. And that's really all I have to say. So if that resonates with you, and if you stayed for the whole 16 minutes that I've been talking, yo, take that leap of faith. But take it back to God too. Don't just do it because I'm saying do it. Or don't just do it because I'm speaking to something that you've already been thinking about. Take it back to God. And if you don't know God, you better get to know him. Because on this type of journey, you're going to need to know somebody. And his name is Jesus. And that's really all I have to say. And for those that have stuck around, hey, look, thank you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and stay tuned in for the rest of the topics that I'm going to be talking about that's going to come. Also, if you did not get a chance, be sure to hit that like button and also subscribe so that you can keep up with the journey of me actually being able to get paid to experience life. This is just the beginning. And for every person that's going to go on that journey with me, hey, I look forward to being able to see you and see what you're going to be able to do. And I also look forward to be able to see the growth that we're all going to be able to experience together. But until next time, y'all have a great and blessed day. I'm going to be dropping more, and stay in tune, and be sure to check out the shorts that I also drop as well. And y'all have a great and blessed day.